Yo, what's going on, guys? In this video, we're going to be doing crack from HackMyVm. This box heard about solid easy. And yeah, let's get on to the video. So as always, I'm going to start by splitting my terminals here. I'm going to start running a nets covered -r 10.0.0.1/24/IT0. Doing this, we do get that be the box 10.0.92, so do Control-Shift-Z for name map scan. So do -SS here for default scripts, -Z information, scan on ports and IP. Doing this, I'll do -Z verbose. Look at the ports, I already did run scan, so I'm just going to more into scan.txt. To get this, we have ports we want open for FTP. This is VSFTPD 3.0.3. We have anonymous FTP login allowed. This is a directory for this upload directory. And we know that this upload directory is writable, right? So we can actually start by using the put command to put files inside this upload directory. Next, we have 4200, which is open for SSL HTTP. And this is going to be for shell in the box. If you look at the documentation, I believe for shell in the box, there should be, I believe it's going to be running for HTTPS, which is going to have for SSL. And that does give us for SSL for HTTPS, right? Not HTTP. To get this, we have 12359, which is open for unknown. And we do have an unknown service. Anytime I do have a service which is unknown, I like running HackMyVm, which is going to be for a banner grab on the IP address for 12359. And here we just do get a file to read, right? Sometimes during like a pen test, you'll find something like for example, if something's running VMware, you sometimes get like a version for VMware. In this case, we don't have any type of version. This is just unknown, but we do get the file. Nmap will display the banner grab, right? And here we just do get a file to read. If I try doing like /d password, we don't get that file. So since we do have FTP open for port 21, I'm just going to FTP into the IP address. I'm going to log as anonymous. We do have this upload directory, do Control-L, and we do have this crack.py. So I'm going to get this crack.py, cat this crack.py. Under here, we do have this code written in Python. So you do see that they do import OS, import the socket. They do create a socket, set it to the S variable. They do create the socket type, the port for 12359, which is, I'm guessing this is going to be running for 12359. This is what is running the code, right? We do have s.bind for any IP address for this port. Listening for, I believe this is going to be for localhost, listening for 50 connections. We can send the data, so the file to read. They do send the data. Set the os.path base name. They're checking for the base name or for the file path. Checking the file path, we do have serve FTP upload plus the file name, which we do put into this, into that banner. So I believe it was, we do netcat, which is going to be for this file to read. And here we do have the os.path is file for check. os.path is file for file. So basically they're checking if the file is in this upload or in this file path, since it does have the plus file. So it's just checking if this is inside this in here, right? They do open the file, they read the file, they open the file, they read the lines, f.read lines, which is going to be for this f variable. They do read the lines, encode it, and then send it back to the client. If not, then they just do have a connection reset for pass and they don't send, right? Or else send, which no encode. So in this case, I'm just going to start by running HackMyVm. If we try to do like this for /d password, it's not going to work. Here we do have FTP, which is going to be open for port 21. If I do like a touch for password, since it is checking only if the file type is in there, that means we can start by actually using the banner grab and try to escape out of that directory, right? So in this case, I do want to try for like a simple, go back a couple directories, do /d password, started with the /. We'll do this for /d password. And it doesn't seem like we do have a file to read, right? So I did touch a blank file, which we do have. I did touch the password file. Now we can put the password file in here. We do else my delay. We do have that password file. So I'm running that banner grab one more time. We do password. We don't have anything in there. If we do /d password, we do see that we do have the password file inside the upload directory, but it's allowing us to actually cat out the /etc password, right? So I'm going to copy this and see what user we do have on the box. Since I already have a password file, I'm just going to be in password file. Under here, if I do this for bash, you'll see that we do have two users here for roots and also for Chris. So we do have a home for Chris. It's running a bin/bash and his directory is under home Chris for root. And we just do has for the user root for /root. So it just seemed like we do have 2 users in the box. We did have port 4200 open for HTTP. So do you have for HTTPS 10.0.0.92 for 4200. And here we do get a crack login. Since we do have Chris, I'm just trying for the weak creds and logging in. We do have login for Chris using password for Chris. We do ID, and now we're under Chris. So doing this, I want to start by checking for, we do ID. We don't have any groups under here. We don't have any Docker or any of that. I also want to check for the kernel. If I do a uname ISA, just seem like the kernel is pretty updated, right? So I'm running sudo myself. In the sudo myself, we do have a user bin derb. So I'm just going to copy this. We can run this as any user. So I'll do sudo mysu, run this as root for derb. So I'll paste from there. If I press enter on this, here we do get a example here. So what I'm thinking here is, since we can run this as any user, I do want to run this as root and actually use the word list to actually output the file to my server. Doing this, we can start a Python server. So I'll do python 3 -m http.server and port 8081. So now we do have a server on port 8081. I do want to change this to white on black, so make it a little easier on us. Here, for an example, we have derb. We can set the URL specified by apache.txt. Apache.txt is going to be for that word list. So let's see if we can start by doing that. So we'll do HTTP. We'll do 10.0.0.71. We did have this on port 8081 for our server. Now we can specify that for that root.txt. Doing this, we can also check by files. So because if derb does not recognize the file, or if the file is not valid on the server, then we should get a fatal error, right? If we go back on the server, we don't get anything. If we do this for root.ssh, we have this ID_sa, which is going to be for that private key. We press enter on that, you do see that we have downloaded 38 lines. 38 lines, here we do have the whole request here. So I just want to copy this. I want to put this into my text editor. So I'm going to VI into ID_sa. Before doing that, let's actually go into, I want to cat out my own private key. So if I go to root.ssh, ID_sa to this directory, I just want to head this out so we can get the beginning of, the private key. So I just want to get that, right? I also do want to do SSH keygen. Since I did show you the private key, I do just want to rewrite my private key, right? So now we do have that for the begin open SSH private key. And now we can start by copying each one. So I'm going to just copy and paste for each one. So I just finished copying everything. So now I do want to get the end, which is going to be for the end to complete the private key. So I just want to cat my root.ssh. We'll do ID_sa. I just want to cat this out. With the end open SSH private key. Doing this, I just want to do SSH keygen, just in case. So now we do have the private key, right? So I'm going to right quit. If I run the file command against ID_sa, you see that this is an open SSH private key. So I do want to transfer this to the server now. So I'll do python 3 -m http.server and port 8081. We do have this for this ID_rsa. So I'll go back over here. So wget http 10.0.0.71, which is for port 8081. We do have this for this ID_rsa, right? So press on that. We'll do chmod 700 for ID_sa. Now we can SSH into, I believe we can root. If we do have port 22 open for SSH, I can just do it like ss-t tntp. We do have this open for localhost. So I can SSH into root at 10.0.0, or I can just do 127.0.0.1. We do this for yes. As for the password, we do this for ID underscore SA. So it doesn't seem to work. I'm just going to VI into ID underscore SA. I believe I did put a, if I go back, if I VI into ID underscore SA, I did put an I here when I was in interactive mode. So you could take that off, and this is uneven for, let's check for AAA. AAA, we do have this for AAA. We're missing a E right there. I'll pop my start my Pythons over one more time. We can get that file. So we'll get that file one more time. We can SSH into root. We'll do .1. We do have bad permissions. We'll do chmod 700 for ID underscore SA.1. This is just root. We do ID. And we'll get our root underscore flag.txt. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't like and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.